Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sayukta and today's video is clear your concept on physiotherapy in temporomandibular disorders. We are going to discuss four important questions. The first is whether physiotherapy is a treatment option in temporomandibular disorders. Second, is physiotherapy indicated in active pain conditions in temporomandibular disorders? Third question, when is physiotherapy indicated in temporomandibular disorders? And fourth, most important, what type of physiotherapy is indicated in temporomandibular disorders? So let's get started. A long question answered in short. No, physiotherapy is not a definitive treatment in temporomandibular disorders. It is not a curative treatment in temporomandibular disorders. It only helps in getting pain relief in some patients. No, you cannot use physiotherapy in active pain disorders. Whenever you are having a patient who is having pain that is in its acute stage, please do not advise mouth opening exercises or rigorous exercises that involve masticatory function. That is absolutely contraindicated. As soon as you institute physiotherapy modalities like mouth opening exercises, or you ask the patient to try to open as wide as possible, it increases the pain in the muscles of mastication. Any painful input to the central nervous system actually causes inhibition of all the activities and leads to a further reduction in mouth opening and an intensified pain in the patient. This gets the patient into a trap, cyclic muscle pain. So while the patient is trying to open mouth to the full extent in temporomandibular disorders like disc displacement without reduction, where the mouth opening is 2 fingers, it increases its pain. The pain causes inhibition in the central nervous system. The mouth opening goes further down. The pain increases further and the cycle continues. So stop advising your patients to go for exercises, especially the mouth opening exercises, when they are in active stage of pain in their temporomandibular disorders. It is only when the pain subsides completely, by completely I mean completely, that you can advise your patients to go for some passive stretching and resistant opening exercises. Those two will also not be needed in most of your patients. As soon as the pain subsides, the inhibition to the central nervous system is gone and the muscles open up reflexly. The mouth opening will improve on itself. Trust me, it will take time, but it will improve on itself. Especially in patients with local muscle soreness secondary to inferior alveolar nerve blocks, where they come with a restricted mouth opening, on patients with disc displacement without reductions, where they suffer with severe pains, institution of physical therapies like mouth opening exercise do blunders. They reduce the mouth opening further and trap the patient in the pain cycle. In a nutshell, use physiotherapy only when the pain is gone. So what physical exercises do we advise to our patient once the pain is gone? Now remember, these exercises are advised to the patient only to improve the range of motion after the pain is gone. This is mostly advised in local muscle soreness, where the patient had a reduced mouth opening after most commonly a third molar extraction or an inferior alveolar nerve block, or in disc displacement without reductions, where the mouth opening was reduced to 2 fingers due to a physical hindrance, that is the disc that got displaced from its normal position. In both these cases, you can advise assisted muscle stretching and resistance exercises. Now, what are these? Assisted muscle stretching is asking the patient to hold 2 fingers between the upper and lower teeth and trying to open mouth beyond what they can open passively. Remember to tell them not to initiate pain, because any initiation of pain can cause reflex contraction of the elevators and a further reduction in mouth opening. So the patient holds finger between the 2 teeth and pushes the teeth a little, only to improve the range of opening little. So the patient can do it as 3 sets of 10 each, 5 to 6 times a day. These are assisted muscle stretching. The second set of exercises are resistance exercises. I like them more. They are based on the concept of reflex relaxation or reciprocal inhibition. Now, how are they done? There are 3 exercises that the patient needs to do. One is putting the 2 fingers below the chin. Ask the patient to put a little resistance and open the mouth. So when the jaw is opened against the resistance of these 2 fingers, what happens is the depressors are opposed and this impulse is carried to the central nervous system. The elevators which are slowly relaxing while the depressors are working will now reflexly relax faster, and this will produce an increase in mouth opening. The second exercise is by asking the patient to put the fingers on the left or the right side, produce some resistance, and ask the patient to move the jaw to the same side against the resistance. This will help in relaxing the inferior lateral pterygoid and the medial pterygoid on the other side. Similarly, the two fingers are to be placed on the opposite side of the chin and resistance is to be applied, and ask your patient to move the jaw to the same side as the fingers. This will help in relaxation of the inferior lateral pterygoid and the medial pterygoid on the opposite side. These exercises are to be done in 3 sets of 10 each, 5 to 6 times a day. You can also add the resistance exercise of the head and neck region to improve movement of the head and neck muscles and also help in complete pain relief of the head and neck muscles. These are simple exercises that can be done by the patient at home in similar manner as the jaw exercise. You can ask the patient to put their hands on one side of the head, put some resistance on the opposite side, and ask the patient to try to move the neck on the same side. The other hand is used to do the same on the other side. Then you ask the patient to move, put the hand below the chin and push the head down, and then again you put the hands behind the head and ask the patient to try to pull the head back while putting resistance in the front. I hope this video was helpful for you to understand the role of physiotherapy and temporomandibular disorders. Please use physiotherapy as an adjunct to treatment of temporomandibular disorders. They are not a curative treatment, though they do help in pain relief in many of the patients. Use physiotherapy procedures only after the acute pain symptoms subside, and use these specific exercises to improve the range of motion. This is me, Dr. Sanyukta, signing out.